What's up YouTube? It's your boy Tits here, and today we're going to talk about Frost. It's going to be a tank snow globe build. I'm going to show you guys real quick with my Frost here. I actually got him a long time ago, and I didn't really get him as much as for a tank, I guess. He actually just looked cool, and when I was looking through Warframe's powers, I didn't like a lot of them. They just seemed kind of boring, and I don't know. His looked really cool, and the gameplay looked nice. But after time went on, I realized he was just much better. He was mainly, just for tanking and whatnot, especially the snow globe build for defense missions. So with Frost here, I'll show you his build. And for weapons, it's whatever. It depends what map you're doing and what you want to do, what kind of role you're playing. So I changed through the different weapons depending on what type of map, and what map I'm doing, what faction, stuff like that. Also wanted to mention when Update 8 comes out, I will, whether I like the engineer or not, I've been pretty bored, so I will definitely get him and learn about him as quick as possible and get some videos done on him and all the new weapons. Unless they're really, really terrible, I'll grab them too and do build videos on those. And just wanted to also tell you, for some of the people that came about recently that have been watching the videos, I'll try to make them shorter. When I first started putting some of the Warframe videos up, I wasn't really planning on really doing a lot of Warframe. I just had a decent bit of people asking me for certain builds, and they wanted to know about things, and they just didn't really understand or know much about the game at all. So I really had to go into explicit detail about a lot of the builds, and that's why they're kind of long. But I want to make them much shorter for the majority of people. So anyways, the build. Also, grab his helmet, mod him of course, and grab his Avalon helmet. Is that what it's called? Or is that Excalibur Avalon helmet? I forgot what his was called. Aurora, I think. It ups the armor though and decreases health. So great helmet. So what you want to do here for this build is snow globe all the way up, put it in its polarity slot. Redirection will be halved. It's at 10 points right now. So let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's ranked up 6 times. That's plenty of shield. I like he's kind of slow, not as slow as Frost or Rhino, but pretty slow. So I like to have quick rest on, couple ranks in that, couple ranks in Marathon, and then I use my polarity slot for Rush, and I also use the same Rush mod for Banshee too, and I like it ranked up 4 times. Really helps out a lot with him, and with the spin melee attack, you can keep up with even the faster Warframes. So I really hate being a slow Warframe. Having the Rush Marathon, it's not ideal for snow globe build on a defense map and whatnot. But it's not like I need the points that bad for a bunch of other mods, so it's no big deal. Steel fiber, put that up, roughly 4 or 5 times is good. Health is not nearly, as important as shield, and armor in his case, because he starts out with a nice amount of armor, and since it goes by since it's multiplied by a percentage, armor actually is pretty viable and works well, for your Frost, like tanks and Rhino, or Rhino and Frost. So 3 in vitality. I have 8 in deflection, or it cost 8 points. There's 4 in deflection, fast deflection, 3 in flow, and that's it. Basically, you could take one of these points off somewhere and put it in avalanche, and you'll have, and then put your avalanche back in, fully modded, or modded up twice, ranked up twice, and that'll use up all your points. And that's a decent all-around build, and you'll still be able to do avalanche, which it's a pretty cool alti, like little snowballs kind of go out everywhere, and it's like a blizzard, and you do like 1,000 damage, and you can kill up to 13, 15 enemies. A decent range, you know, not nothing huge like banshees or anything. Higher level enemies you don't kill, you know, you will freeze them. So it's a decent ulti, but it's nothing great, and it's just like so many other ultis, doing an average damage like many other ultis, AoE effect. So I really wouldn't even put it on because, you know, I would use Frost strictly for tanking, support, and crowd control. So that's a lot of, you know, that's 6 points you can just save, you know, or 12 or whatever way you look at it. So I would just take it off and have them points back. And if you take it off and you got your, you know, 5 or 6 points, I got 5 right now. What I would put them in is to add on to this build. I would go maybe 2 more in flow. Also, the reason I, you know, haven't done it for him is because I don't really use him that much, and I haven't needed him ranked up much anymore. I've done fine with him, and I don't have duplicates. At the time, I didn't have duplicates of a lot of mods, and you know, I didn't have enough fusion cores, you know, to mod up redirection this many times. Three different copies of it for other mods. So that's why it's like this. But anyways, with the 5 points, do like 2 more in flow, 1 more in fast deflection. It's very important for tanking and crowd control. Have your redirection high and your fast deflection high. So when them shields get depleted, you know, they're gonna go right back up. So 1 more in here, 2 more in flow. So you have plenty of energy for your snow globes. That's 3 points. You got 2 left now. I would put either 1 in steel fiber and 1 in shield, or maybe just 2 more in shield, which also it costs a good bit of fusion cores. Once you get up around 6 ranks in here, and anything past 6 costs a lot of fusion cores. You already know this if you've been ranking up Serration. And basically that will make a pretty optimal build. If you strictly want to be, you know, a tank that's not as fast and all about, you know, a defense, snow globe defense, helping out everybody, then of course, you know, drop like marathon or something, and just rank up redirection all the way. And any other points you can siphon out, also put them in steel fiber. Then you really have the optimal tank. But my personal preference, you know, I want him to have some stamina and be able to move around, just because it's not fun to be real slow. As far as him and Rhino go, real quick, not a big fan of Rhino. He's super slow. It's a little slower than Frost. And really, I mean, he's like Frost, but, you know, he doesn't have the greatest damaging powers. And the main difference is, you know, he can go invulnerable for a set amount of time. Well, the game's really easy. I don't really find myself needing that power. I don't need to be, like people say, oh, you know, I'm Rhino. I can go invulnerable. Nothing can hurt me. I can just stand there. Well, great, you can stand there. Well, I don't need you to stand there. I can kill everything just fine, and I have plenty of armor and defense, and my powers, you know, are fine. So, you know, well, plus, you know, and Rhino can't help out the team, you know, in the support way like Frost can. So I much prefer Frost as a tank. Now, as far as the snow globing goes, he is just great for defense maps. Sit on the oh, what the hell is the thing? A thing called, you sit on the coffin looking thing, and you throw up when he gets in the later rounds, you throw up your snow globe. So, you know, you're a tank. You're a tank in the party. You're also support for the party, and, you know, and good crowd control, and that's huge in high level defenses. So Frost is one of the great warframes to have in high level defense missions. And since there's not much content in the game, you'll find yourself um, finding things to do in the game other than farming would be like trying to get as high as you can in defense missions. So you're going to want to throw a snow globe up. Way it works is nobody can shoot in, you know, enemies or allies, but you can shoot. If you're in the snow globe, you can shoot out of it. That's the way it works. So basically, you know, it's protection. The snow globe is protection from the enemies getting from hitting. What the hell's the thing called? Why? That's so stupid. I can't remember the name of the thing you're supposed to protect. But You know, it snow globe protects it, and also, you know, whatever enemies do get in the snow globe, they slow down so much they're practically not moving at all. So it really helps out a lot. So you have a great tank and a great support slash, you know, crowd control Warframe here. And I really recommend eventually getting him. You know, he's a great asset, you know, to your collection of Warframes. It's nice to have a good tank. I would get him over Rhino, definitely. And as far as Frost Prime coming out, for one, Frost Prime looks a million times better. I hate the way they did Frost. I think he's terrible looking. Uh, a lot of Warframes look like that, though. They really need to work on art. And as far as we know about Prime, is all we have is an Excalibur Prime, and really, he just has one extra polarity slot. Like Excalibur Prime has two V slots, which I don't like it. It doesn't come in handy for me because the V slot's not that good to me, and having another one, it just makes there be another mod space where my optimal build doesn't work because now it'll cost 2 more points because I'm gonna have a mod in there that's not a V. So I really don't like the whole Prime thing. Now, with that said, we don't know for sure how Frost Prime is going to be. Is it going to be... Oh, and also, Excalibur Prime has a slight difference in stats. I think it's only shield recharge. It's like 2.25 more, which that is nothing. That doesn't make any difference, really. So, you know, Excalibur Prime is not worth getting at all, to be honest. He's not... In fact, you know, it's worse. You might as well just have Excalibur. And for Frost Prime, we don't know if all they're gonna do is like alter the stats a tad, where it's not gonna matter much, and then they're just gonna add another polarity slot. If they add another polarity slot that's viable, yeah, it could be nice. And in that case, I would go with just building Frost Prime. Don't build a Frost today, especially since Frost Prime looks way cooler. But then you also got to think about they're implementing soon where once you're level 30, you can restart leveling kind of like Paragon leveling in Diablo, and you will be able to change one of your polarity slots to a different polarity. So if you can do that, you don't need to be Prime either if you could do that with Frost. Or, depending on how they do Prime, if you get another polarity slot, you could always change that other polarity slot if it doesn't suit you to whatever it needs, to whatever you need. And if it does suit you, then you could change another polarity slot to whatever you need. Like, let's say fast deflection. I can make it another triangular looking thing. And that's 4 more points I'm going to get. So you really just want to wait until update 8 and see exactly what Frost Prime is going to be like. And then make your decision. And that's basically all I got for you for Frost build here. If you enjoyed the video, please comment, like, subscribe. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.